Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in the United States. We're so glad you could join us today as we talk about those things that are relevant to your existence, but always from a biblical perspective, always kingdom-based. So we talk about the Lord, of course. We talk about Scripture. We talk about politics and sports and cultural things. We are open to having discussions about things that are controversial, but always from a platform of our faith and scriptural basis. If you like that kind of conversation, where we can disagree without being disagreeable, we invite you to join us today. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. This is the number one Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We have callers calling from all over the country, sometimes internationally. We have international viewership, of course, and we're looking forward to having a conversation with you. We love first-time callers. Don't be shy. Don't let fear keep you from calling in. Our regulars will be calling today, so you'll hear their voices and hear their comfort zones with talking to us, even when we don't agree. But we always agree on the Word of God. My world-famous co-host, Reverend Nicholas Smith, is here today.
Yes.
How you doing, man?
Good morning. Good morning.
Man, it's been a busy weekend.
Oh,
We had a Harvest
yeah.
Church meeting last night.
Mhm.
We've got our kickoff event for the Malawi mission
Mhm.
today at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
We've got the churches. The one today is for anyone that goes to another church and can't come to us tomorrow because of their commitment and obligation. And to that event's today at 5, and then tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We're combining our morning worship service into our Mission to Malawi event. And then early Monday morning,
Yeah.
I believe Deacon Lowe will take me to the airport, and we'll meet the whole team in Chicago, and then we fly to Ethiopia first, and then fly to Malawi. So we're looking forward to
Cool.
a great time. A lot happening this week.
Yeah.
I guess everyone's expecting us to talk about the debate, which we will. We almost have to. But I am a little concerned. Before the debate happened, the school threats started happening here in New Jersey. Last Monday, they started. And it seems that the debate and the remarks have spurred some other threats around the nation, not just in Springfield, Ohio. I guess we're going to have to talk about it today. We're going to have to delve into it. And it's not a difficult subject for us to talk about. But it is, the contrast was stark to me. And I finally saw a level of denial about the performance. And suddenly the importance of a debate diminished drastically because some of my Republican friends, the person they support, didn't quote unquote win. So now all of a sudden it's nothing but sound bites and people are not fair, and
It's the moderator's fault.
yeah, moderator's fault now. And the one criticism I heard was that Vice President seemed too prepared. Now preparation has never gone into it where my Republican friends thought that their candidate won the debate.
Yeah.
A couple months ago when he and Biden went at it, no one said anything about him being over-prepared or prepared or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
I do have an issue with people that speak without responsibility. The Bible's real clear that when we speak, there is a stewardship of the words that we use because our words are like seeds and they produce a harvest. I don't know how you say some things and not expect. It's almost like when I'm counseling people, especially in couple relationships, and sometimes people that are not in relationships, they want to sow negative seeds, but want a positive result. And then when the positive result doesn't happen, the hearer is responsible for what was said, not the speaker. It blows my mind.
It was your fault.
Yes.
You were supposed to respond the way
Yes,
I wanted you
the
to
way I
respond.
wanted you to respond. Yeah.
I made it up in my head without talking to you.
Yeah. It's So I'm looking forward to what our callers have to say today. What's going on?
Yeah, I watched the clips that I saw, and the one I know that got him was when she talked about his crowd size and people leaving.
Yeah.
He went unhinged.
Yeah. He got a little upset about that.
She hit him where his ego, and he never fully recovered from that comment.
Just the illogical response of no one comes to her events. No one comes to her events.
I know.
But why support that?
They got to find these little small, like one of her events, they claimed that it was AI generated or there was a reflection that made the crowd look bigger than what it was. It's finding all these small petty.
What's the difference between the stadium full and he's got a room that seats 3,000 and you only can put 1,500, 1,800 people in? I mean, something, once again, are you going to believe your lying eyes or are you going to believe what I'm telling you? So
it still amazes me. And I think we had discussion before.
Sure.
In other contexts, how you would think that people with certain amount of power, certain amount of money and influence wouldn't be so insecure and so driven by, let me rephrase that, driven by their insecurity.
Right.
Because you would think somebody in that position wouldn't let something so minor throw them off.
Because money doesn't cure insecurity.
It doesn't cure it. Power, authority, it
doesn't cure insecurity.
Because you wouldn't think that person would.
A lot of historic leaders,
Yeah.
especially dictators, suffer from paranoia.
Yep.
And what makes history so alarming is that you can be paranoid and have specific intelligence enough to get elected. I saw Gilligan's Island the other day, and the kids and I were watching it. And Gilligan became a dictator of a country, and this general was advising him. And Gilligan comes out on the balcony of his palace, and all these people are outside. And he turns around and says to the general, "I don't know what to say." He said, "Just promise him this and that." So he stands up. He says, "I'm going to give you this and that and that and this." People start roaring. It showed. It was very comical, but it showed the gullibility of people, and how we'll apply like this whole Springfield, Ohio thing. I need people of color to realize something. You love President Trump more than he loves you. It's clear, because the whole Haitian thing, and even the thing with the vice president, if there's one thing you cannot deny, black folk are probably the most recognizable folk, identifiable folk in the world. So when you're talking about Haitians, you're talking about people of color. And the absolute venom that is circulating now around a false cats and dogs rumor. And then for him to repeat it, A, because he's getting, and then on the heels of that, this they're not new, but this organization that I didn't know anything about, another supremacist organization called Blood Letters or something. He's now buddying up with them. And they are clearly white supremacists, which means they've got a problem with people of color.
I read something this morning, the lady who started that Haitian rumor. Now, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was going to go to this length. And the problem is, when you put it out there, you can't control. Some lady named that lived in the area.
Not the woman on the airplane with him.
Her name was Erica something.
Okay.
She's the one who made a Facebook post about it, and I guess that's
Oh,
how it
wow.
started, kind of.
Wow.
You know, and my thing is
So
like,
she's apologizing now?
yeah,
Nobody's gonna see that.
I know.
How'd you run up on it?
It was it had to be in Yahoo News today. I was looking
Okay,
through if
okay.
something came up this morning.
So she decided now. Oh.
Yeah. The thing that bothers me is how people, grown folk,
Yep.
kids, I got a little more understanding because they
Yep.
don't know better.
Yep.
You grown and you believe everything you see online.
Well, you'd be surprised the number of people. I mean, I have to do it with my own children.
Yeah.
You know, constantly remind them you cannot believe everything you see on YouTube, even if it's a kids program.
Yeah.
You cannot believe everything. So I'm glad they asked me questions. No, that's not true. No, that's not true. What did I tell you? Can't believe everything. They say it in unison. Can't believe everything you see on
Yeah.
on social media. Can't. Okay. It's almost, but there are grown people
Yeah.
that will ignore a news program and rely on social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
When even Wikipedia has a disclaimer like,
Yeah.
you know, anybody can make a correction,
Yes.
so it doesn't mean it's right.
It doesn't mean it's right. Like, actually, literally, do your research.
Well, that's too much work, Pastor Nick. Come on now.
I mean, not, and again,
Come on now.
and here's,
You got to ask a question.
and research is not just looking at the stuff you agree with. You have to look at the counter arguments.
That's right.
That's real research.
Not going to do that.
They're not going to look at Kamala arrested all these black men and then actually look at the actual books, the government books, to see what they're touting isn't true.
The problem is we don't read with an echo. And when I call that is that while you're reading, ask a question to yourself, is this making sense? And you'll find that you'll get a greater understanding that way.
Yep.
You know, maybe it's come from reading the epistles and understanding their responses. Everything we read in social media and in the newspaper, whatever we're reading, magazines, is a response to something.
Yeah.
We got to figure out, you know, okay, why did they say this? Is this credible? Do I need to look this up further?
Yeah.
But not, maybe we're searching social media for something that confirms something
Yep.
that we know is irresponsible.
A confirmation bias.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And if this going back to the guy that called a couple weeks ago, I'm
Right.
sure he may call again if he hears this.
Yeah.
The problem is that I have with one hinges their whole argument on abortion, and they'll ignore everything else but miss all the scriptures that talk about how to treat migrants, those who disenfranchise, which actually talks about more. I'm not trying to do it either or, but you get what I'm saying. How can you sit there and say this is unbiblical over here, but this is completely
Because I need something to anchor my bias on.
yeah.
Because there's something personal about that. Okay. It's unfortunate
Yeah.
that, and the whole abortion issue, here's what I had a conversation with a pastor the other day. I am clearly pro-life. No doubt in my mind. And I said, let me ask you something, Pastor. Do you want the government telling you how to believe? Well, no, it's supposed to be a separation between church and state. Okay. I said, so you're totally, you don't like the fact that people try to tell us what we should believe.
Yep.
No, I don't want. I said, so why do you feel like you have a right to impress your beliefs on other people?
That's right.
Crickets. Because it's a reality.
It is.
It's as silly as, I was doing some counseling the other day, it's as silly as a man saying what his preferences are, a woman immediately saying they're superficial, and then a woman having a list of preferences. Where her preferences are absolutely valid, his preferences, he's just being shallow. That doesn't make any sense to me.
None at all.
So that's, and I use that example because there is the reality of how people tend to measure their opinions.
Yep.
They can have I heard Vance say something the other day that I actually looked at the screen with my mouth open.
Okay.
He said that billionaires are not concerned about the price of food, gas, mortgages, and rent. They don't have that concern. So why would they chime in on this discussion?
Yeah.
But the guy supporting that he's running with is not concerned about the price of groceries. It's
right, exactly. Yeah. He ain't worried about it.
Not at all.
I know.
Where'd they get this Vance guy from?
I think because he did that whole hillbilly allergy thing.
Yes,
and
you
then
told
all
me
that.
about the book.
Yeah.
You said it was a good book.
I thought it was a good book.
Yeah.
To me, it was good because it showed the working class whites and blacks are, and it's always been like this throughout time, have a lot of connection.
Okay.
But the way they separated was, we're both poor, but at least I'm not enslaved. I'm
Right.
Remember
right.
that album,
Yes.
White and 20?
Yes.
That thing.
Yes.
But
Free
even,
White and 21.
Yeah. So they make them the slave master in the field
Okay.
to make them feel superior, but you're
Okay.
still broke, you still living,
Right.
so and so and so.
Right.
Then when slaves are freed, at least I'm not black.
That concept is still alive today.
Yes. It's
He wrote that book with that sensitivity. Well, my next question is, what happened to him?
I have no idea what happened.
I tell you what I think happened.
He's trying to.
I tell you what I think happened. I think the thirst for power will make you do just what Vance is doing right
Yep.
now, which is turn on everything he's ever said and try to act like he never said it.
Because, he was against Trump.
I remember.
He was tweeting all
Yes,
how Trump
yes,
is the worst.
yes,
He's like a
yes,
blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
And they asked him, well, I changed my mind. And just, you changed your mind in 4 years over what?
because he wanted something.
Yeah.
But here's what got me. Why did former President Trump choose him? What about him? Was it a Pence type thing? He's going to say what I want him to say, and he won't compete with me for popularity. Okay.
Yep.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267, for Evans. This is On Point. Give us a call. We'd love to talk to you this morning. We have Robin from Bear, Delaware, Scott from Vineland. Let's go to Robin. Good morning, Robin. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop
Robin.
and Pastor Nick. How y'all doing this morning?
You sounding awful chipper this morning.
Yeah.
I know. I've been up this morning, early read the Word, and I'm just so
Well,
blessed.
that'll make you chipper.
Yeah.
Yes. But I didn't know Gilligan's Island was still on TV. That was my show.
That's because you're watching the wrong channels.
They come to the old school channel.
Yeah, you got to watch around 800 if you got Comcast and 2 if you have regular television.
Hogan's Heroes,
every
all
day.
them.
Yeah, all of them, man.
Oh, y'all in rare form this morning.
Hogan's on late at night, but I still watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my show. I got to find it when I hang up.
Perry Mason is, he's on a little later, but you can catch him.
My
during the
mom
day,
used
too.
to watch Perry Mason, but
I'm
enjoying the
I started
conversation.
watching
You talking about the debate.
the guy that played
And
Ray
what
Barry.
Vance said, I came across the scripture this morning. It's funny that you talked about what he said.
Not Andy Griffith, the guy that played Andy
Griffith,
Griffith.
yeah.
The thing where he's a lawyer.
Matlock.
Yeah, I just started watching Matlock like 3 months ago. I was like, yo, this is really good.
It was good.
Up them old shows.
Yeah, what's happening now? Go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay. No, what you was talking about, what Vance said about the billionaires don't have to worry about this and that. And it's funny because I came across the scripture this morning that I always say to myself, the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just. These wealthy people better be careful because God is watching everything they do and say.
That was what I heard Vance say.
Okay.
Vance said at some point in the last couple of years, when talking around these subjects, racism and everything, God expects more of us than that.
Okay.
And my question immediately when he was talking in some interview the other day, I said, did God lower his expectations? It's God when they need it to be.
They're using God for their own means to
Yeah,
win.
yeah,
It's horrible.
It's hard.
yeah.
Well, Bishop and Pastor Nick, I'm going to throw these 2 things out and get off because I know there's other people trying to call in.
Only 2?
Yes, only 2.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
And I sent this to Pastor Nick. I sent it to your email regarding the Supreme Court. The legal warfare over the 2024 election is well underway. But I'm going to drop down that says this is the latest signal that the justices are in cahoots with former President Donald Trump and may be prepared to meddle in the election unless it is decided by margins too large to tamper with. They're trying to do everything they can because at the debate, when he couldn't even look at her, she had enough, what's what I'm looking for, to walk over and shake his hand. He still wouldn't look at her. But when she told him, I'm not President Biden, you're talking to me. But she couldn't give everything that she wanted to say because they only had, 2 minutes. So some people complaining, well, she didn't really say a lot about her. She didn't say a lot about this. But she can't give out everything all at once.
I thought she touched on the things that she should.
Yes, she did.
Stayed within the relevant. Look, let me tell you something, Robin. If the shoe had been on the other foot, like always, it wouldn't have mattered that he only covered 2 or 3 things. But here's the deal. She said what she needed to say. They gave him 10 more minutes than they gave her. 10 more minutes than they gave her. And you're supposed to have only 2-minute slots. So that means he had 5 more opportunities to say what he needed to say versus her. But they were really pissed off because he just couldn't freely lie like he normally does. That was the whole
about
problem.
eating cats and dogs.
You
But
know,
this is the last thing. I see that Isaac Hayes' son and family sues Trump over copyright infringements.
What, do you use his
$3
music?
million in licensing fees from Trump.
They're using his music?
Yeah. Isaac Hayes, somebody else too, they're suing Trump and them. He's always using
No, he does.
whatever, and then they sue him and they block and he finds somebody else.
Why does he think he can do that?
When you haven't been told no,
Okay.
or if you've been told no and you kind of just find a way to wiggle around it, you think you're above it.
Sometimes I wonder if the people that are working for him are hired for expertise or hired for their agreement with him. Because some of these legal mistakes are just a matter of good business. You know, you want to play something at your rallies, you get the permission to do it. I mean, it's not a difficult thing to do. He's got lawyers all over the place for one thing or another. So why, Yeah.
I mean, look at his first term. Beginning of his first term. All those people that came in that worked with him, his cabinet, within a year or 2, most of them was gone, and they had to replace him because they couldn't work with him.
Well, they got tired of sitting there having a talk show host conversation every time. You come to a meeting and then you sit there and you tell them how great he is for the next 2 hours. You can't work like that.
And but again, he said
he hired them. Now they're
strong
no good.
leaders. Now they're no good. Well, if you're a leader and you hired a bunch of people that didn't work out, that's your fault, not.
It's not his fault. Now, Pastor Nick, that's just not right.
I know
now.
you're right. You're true.
He hired him. He interviewed him.
I know.
They had to disagree with him at some point, and they shouldn't have disagreed with me. They should have disagreed with me all the way down.
The whole way.
Then we'd be all right by now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So don't tell me, I don't know how to hire. Your job is to agree with me.
Absolutely.
So come on.
Right. Well, Bishop, I'm gonna sneak this in right quick.
I knew it. I knew it.
No, when I can't think of the name.
What
When
you mean,
Danny
no?
or Tom called in, the land that was approved for Trump to purchase went through to put apartments, golf course. You think that still may be approved when he loses the election?
Where's the land?
I'm trying to think. I think it's in Miami. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if Danny and Tom have, read that article. So that's all I have.
All right. Talk to you
All right.
soon.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
All right. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Scott's on the line, which means we're going to talk Eagles for just a second. Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Mr. Bevins, Pastor Nick, how you guys doing today?
Doing all right, man.
Good. Eagles talk, if I may. And then,
I know it.
The debate. Eagles, we know the turf was bad, but, man, thank goodness for Saquon Barkley. What a player. What have an offensive line, should I say.
Is he doing well?
He scored 3 touchdowns that game. He's the reason they won.
Who'd they play?
Packers.
Do the Packers have a line?
Packers are a good team.
Okay.
Packers are a good team.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, 2 words right there, Pastor Nick. But Bishop,
I got some church news for you guys. Saquon and his family just joined Paul Patrick's church last Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Praise the
Good,
Lord.
good for him.
That's
Good
good.
for him.
That's good.
Yep.
That's
Wonderful.
He seemed like a family man. Which know him, but I know when he got, he came to the Eagles like the second of whenever it was. He got the announcement. He's driving in the car. His daughter said, "Daddy, you're an Eagle. That means you're going to win." I thought I was going to roll down the street here.
The Giants made a mistake letting him go.
Oh,
Why did they do that?
They didn't want to pay him
Why?
because running back isn't as important of a position as it used to be since they pass so much.
If your offensive coordinator does not understand the balance in the offense, you have to be able to have a threat
I know.
to score on the ground.
I know.
And Pastor Nick, we know he's not just a running back, of course.
Oh, he's
a
a
wide
receiver,
receiver.
too.
Look at that catch in the end zone. He could be a wide receiver too, Bishop.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is an offensive coordinator understands the way you make an defensive line, keep them all off balance.
You got to be able to do
You
both.
got to be able to do both. If you can't do both,
Yeah.
all they got to do is pin their ears back and rush.
Yeah. Unless you're a crazy Tom Brady team where you can pass most of the game, but those are anomalies that win that way.
Yeah.
It's
Well, those guys were paid not just to block the other people.
Yeah,
but they
Absolutely.
made more money if his jersey was not dirty.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's
Absolutely.
And
Now,
And he got to the point where he'd throw a tantrum if he got sacked. What the heck's
you
going on around here?
You look in his direction the wrong way. Flag. And the debate, if you want to call it that.
Okay.
Boy,
It was.
I knew it was over when she walked over to Mr. Trump and shook his hand. He'd even come in the middle, of course, and he wouldn't even look at her the whole time.
Because he wasn't coming. If she hadn't come over, he wasn't coming.
No.
He wasn't not going to do the gentlemanly thing. Mm-hmm. Go over and say, "Nice to see you."
Yeah.
And then he didn't look at her for the rest of the thing.
Right.
Nope.
Common sense people will think if he doesn't have enough, because she's a woman,
Right.
he's going to treat her differently.
Right.
As a woman, how can you support a man? If he would do that to her, he'll do the same thing to
Well,
you.
he doesn't care about females.
I'm talking about the women's perspective.
Yeah, I
y'all
know.
still gonna vote for him?
Yeah, but
That I can't figure out how they still cake for him.
because there's something underneath that that overrides the insult, the offense, the Handmaid's Tale point of view about women in this modern time that we live in.
Yep. That's true.
Okay.
It's unbelievable how they cake
But
for
they're
him.
willing to ignore it, or they were willing to ignore it, and it doesn't make any sense to me.
Yep. That's true.
I can't figure it out. If you can, fellas, I know I definitely can.
No, I'm not even sure. When I've talked to a few females that are Republicans that I know very well, and we start getting into how do you feel about this, this, and this, they do what the politicians do now. They start talking about immigration and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But what's really weird is a lot of people that are complaining about immigration have not been impacted by it.
Not at all. Not one bit.
Nope.
The other thing is, the jobs that most of the immigrants have, a lot of
You ain't
Republicans
doing it.
don't want them.
You're not doing it.
Nope.
When they raided all those places
Look,
and they had nobody to work the fields,
my car wash was one of them.
then people got mad because the prices went up.
Yeah.
Well,
They had to go up. They made them go out and buy all these automated machines now, and still after they fired all the people, the non-people of color at the car wash I go to was just one person. They still were people of color occupying the job. And that guy was trifling on the job. He was just total.
And when it's 100-degree weather, I know I ain't trying to go out and do no grass. I'm not even gonna lie.
Come on. Whenever I see a guy doing the grass, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's odd. A couple weeks later, you don't see him anymore. Don't want to do that.
Nope.
no, don't.
Oh, hey, Bishop Pastor. Oh, it's too hot out there. I ain't going out there. That's all my standard. That's how some of us think.
But,
Man. I get.
Last time I checked, when you send your money in for your rent, the bank's not checking ethnicity.
I know that's right.
Just making
Nope.
sure it's green.
Yup.
Okay.
We don't mean Kermit either.
Yeah, man.
But that's all I got, fellas. I appreciate talking to you guys. Love you, nice. Send her love too.
Tell her I said hello.
I will. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye. 866-743-8267, 866-74 Evans. Give us a call. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. want some of my LinkedIn friends and followers to give us a call today as we reach out to you just about every Saturday. I know you're watching because I know, I see the results on LinkedIn. But we need you to call in today. We'd love to hear what you have to say. We're at Tom in Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Tom.
Good morning. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
What's up?
Bishop.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you were talking about the crowd size. And
Yeah.
Pastor Nick said he lost it. You go back to what Obama just said about him talking about crowd size.
Mm-hmm.
And also, remember just weeks ago he said that he had crowds bigger than MLK.
He
I have
said
a speech crowd.
he said that he had the largest crowds in presidential history, which is not true.
And I think what happened there was Kamala knew that was a soft point and dug right into it.
Yep.
Well, she was right. Mm-hmm. She was right. And I heard one of the commentators said that the reason that we're getting a lot of the irrational responses from the former president is because he may be operating from a place of desperation, because he needs to win this in order for a lot of his troubles to either be delayed or go away permanently.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's running for different reasons. It's not, and it's obvious, you watch the debate, most of the vice president's comments were about what we're going to do for the people. And most of his comments were his own grievances about,
Yep.
I'm not treated right now, the debate was unfair, and he gets 10 more minutes than she does, but it's still unfair. The commentators were playing, it was 3 against 1, But when I heard none of that,
None of it. Yep.
when he thought he quote unquote won debates,
Oh, no,
come
he
on.
was-
Child in chief, we used to call him. Petulant, just.
You have to be at least apparently logical when you're talking about these things, but sometimes the retorts that he brings back are not. I don't think they're good for his supporters' confidences. And but it's almost like he has assumed that he can say these bizarre things because he knows his supporters don't care about it, or either they'll just overrule it.
Yeah.
He might have said that, but
As long as he gives us what.
But that immigration. Well, no. Let's talk about that. No. Well, that he never said he didn't want. He was against abortion. I mean, come on.
I know.
And he's depending on whatever I say, they'll believe, even if I switch it up. The last thing I tell them is what's going to be.
Well, you remember he said initially, way back when he first started, I could go out on Fifth Avenue, shoot somebody, and my folk would still support me. I thought that was a very telling statement about his psychological analysis of the people, psychological and emotional analysis of the people that follow him.
Yeah, because they'll say the person must have did something for Trump to shoot him.
Yeah, they had to be wrong. They shouldn't have been in the way.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been in the way. Okay.
He didn't say it jokingly.
No.
He said it very seriously.
Well, he was serious.
Also, Vance, when Vance made that statement, I was looking at it too, Bishop.
I couldn't believe it, man.
The funny part was, like, as he was saying it, it's like he was talking about everybody other than Trump.
Yes.
Not thinking, wait a minute, the guy I'm
I'm talking about it right now.
I know.
It was
I know.
unbelievable to me.
I know.
He had that maniacal middle distance look in his face as he was saying. I'm like, maybe he's realizing as he's saying this that he's talking about the guy he's running with.
Yep.
Maybe, perhaps. But he looked like he was like talking in like mid-sentence. He was like, oh, but I'm out here now. So, he kept going.
I know.
And I literally stopped and looked at the television like, no, he's not.
Bishop, you guys were talking about cutting grass.
Yeah.
That's not the problem here in Florida. They got all those crops.
Yes.
You talk about ain't no Tom Birds or Bishop Evans or Pastor Nick picking no watermelons. So they changed some of the rules down here to let these people work.
Well, let me ask you a question while we're talking about Florida. Now, there's 2 major points of views right now. That Florida is safe as far as Republicans are concerned, or Florida is in play?
I believe Florida's in play, definitely.
Okay. Because I
would say that our local elections this past year, Miami-Dade mayor is now a Democrat.
Okay.
So things are flipping already. So I believe it's definitely in play.
Now I didn't know there was a large Haitian community in Florida.
Oh my! You know what, Bishop? I'm going to go when I go to the supermarket. I don't worry about Spanish. I worry about French.
Really?
As far as communicating, a very, very large.
You know what? And this is not off subject, but I thought politicians guarded what they said based on their constituency. So does that mean that in Florida, they don't really care about the fallout?
It could be the hubris of we always win,
Okay.
so we just keep.
They're going to
going
vote for us regardless of what we say.
Yeah.
Well then, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Say I'm Haitian. Okay. So I live in George Wallace's state. And George Wallace says, I don't think a person of color ought to do anything. What happens in my mind that I say I'm going to vote for that individual?
Yeah.
Where do I have to get myself to think I'm so different from everybody else
Yeah.
that he's going to take care of me?
Yeah.
It's as bad as a woman who has children by another guy who's not taking care of them. And she automatically starts thinking in ways, well, if I have one more baby, he'll take care of this one. What is...
Right. Yeah. I know.
What? Okay,
Well,
I'm sorry.
Bishop,
I'm sorry.
Bishop, well, right here in the where I'm located in Fort Lauderdale,
Okay.
our local congressperson, our U.S. congressperson, is now Haitian.
Oh, my.
And I think that's because of the influx of Haitians here. Now this is personal, not. This could be something you might say it's racist, whatever. What I see with the Haitians here, a lot of arrogance sometimes. They'll remind you very quickly they were the first free nation in this hemisphere.
Okay.
They won't let you know they're the poorest, but on the other hand, the boys be working. I don't see them sitting around asking for handouts.
The people in Springfield said they've actually come in, went to work, and helped improve the economy of Springfield, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
They see opportunity. They see opportunity
Yeah. So,
that we don't.
but our former president is referring to them like worse than like cannibals or something. And then other people actually, supporting that nonsense.
I think there's some. I asked somebody about black men and Trump, and and it kind of relates to that too.
Okay.
The economic hope is what's really driving them.
Okay.
So they believe under Trump, I can make more money, less taxes, have better business. We talk about Republican principles, but y'all still working class. You haven't made it yet. But they're willing to overlook all that stuff for the hope of economic, especially those migrants that come in, they're coming for money.
Yeah.
That's their major thing.
Well, why can't? Maybe I'm gonna say something. I need to be corrected if I'm trying to make sense. Why can't we come to a conclusion that a lot of Republican policies benefit me as a business person, as an income earner, but it's bad for the people that I am a part of. So based upon that, I can't get behind it when everybody else around me is going to suffer.
Yeah.
When did we become so myopic or so self-centered that we're willing to throw other people away because of the promise?
Yes.
Because here's the deal. If I hear one more person who's not invested in the stock market,
Right. Talk about that. Come on. I know. Or
just
you got $100
just
in there.
one more.
You got $100.
No,
in there.
you're in the category where you got 2 and 3 cents of
Right.
paycheck going over into the stock market. If I hear one more person say, "Man, the stock market's down," how did it affect your stock, bro?
Right. You ain't lose no money.
I lost 3 cents last week. Well, you didn't lose nothing.
I know. But you're right. It's that selfishness.
It's
And-
unbelievable.
And they forget that the Democrats are the one providing minority loans, primarily, minority grants for business owners. The other ones are saying, pull yourself by your bootstraps.
Bootstraps. When you don't have boots on.
I just,
Okay.
you know.
All right, Tom, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, Bishop, years ago, I had a very good friend who was astute to the stock market, and he said to me, you buy these stocks, but you're getting rid of your own job.
It's all right.
I said, what do you mean? He said, well, because you want your stock to do well, so they take these jobs overseas. So now, even though your stock went up, you don't have a job. And he goes, you may not look at it this way, but we're behind us losing a lot of things because we want that stock price to go up, even though it's hurting us in the long run. And, we look back on it, when we started moving things to China, to South Korea, all these foreign, it's all because that stock price is going to go up. And I own it, and I got to have my stock go up, even though I may not be working. So
Now,
it was a double-edged sword, that stock thing.
you know, the stock market better not do. You got to have some money in there
Yes.
Oh, to make
for
money.
those gains to really kick in.
yes.
The average everyday
Yes.
working person
No, we don't have enough.
got $1,000 in there.
We're looking
you know,
at the fact that it's going to impact our retirement annuity
Okay.
by $30, $40
Okay.
a month. But the deal is most of us are not in that volatile area of the stock market.
Right.
You got to understand, people that make their living at this, people that have hundreds of millions of dollars, they may lose $3 million on Tuesday.
Right.
And gain it back on Friday, maybe a little bit more. So they're used to losing millions overnight.
Right.
But when you have $1 billion, to be quite honest, $1 million here or there is not going to ruin your life.
Not at all.
So it's their million is our 100,000. Okay, so and it may be even less than that now, but their million. That's why they don't panic.
Right.
We lost 10 million today.
Yeah.
But you got 30 billion.
You ain't worried about that.
That's like one of us losing a tennis shoe.
Yeah, right.
It's just,
Come on.
it's just context.
It is. Yeah.
But for working folk to start talking about an immediate effect of the stock market is absolutely ridiculous.
That's true.
Well, the stock market, but nobody's talking about the fact that it's higher than it's ever been now.
That's true. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And
Bishop.
I didn't see my bank account get fluctuated by it.
Right.
Did your bank account go up, Tom?
I didn't see.
No, not here.
I'm still using the calculator to make sure that the check's go clear. What are you talking about, man? Can't make a mistake. Information. George, Mr. Marks, and blew that whole thing up.
Yeah.
And that's how the settlement from Bank of America came.
Wow.
That's how he got the money to do what he does for NACA.
Okay. But that's what
Systematic
okay.
foreclosure.
That's what Navient did. Sally Mae sold that Navient. They just got them yesterday. They can't do no more government student loans.
Really?
Because what they were doing was people would call in, say you had a hard time, can I do that restructure?
Yeah,
I'm still going to pay, but not what.
Yep.
But they influenced their callers to get people to put them in forbearance because it's a faster process.
Absolutely.
Than changing the loan structure. And they were paying the customer service people more money to get people off the phones quicker. So they're messing these people's credit up, messing their loan, their
Don't
debt
care
up.
about that because the interest keeps going.
Keeps going up. And
Yeah.
I'm like, you people are evil.
God,
Just
they not. They're capitalists without a conscience.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody minds you making money, but do you have to destroy other people's lives while you do
Yes. And they only got fined $120 million.
No, that's no money.
They do 5.6 million billion loans. Like
That's a rounding error.
I know. I know.
It was just a slap on the hand.
It's a rounding error, Tom.
Yes.
Oh, that should have taken that up.
It was
Cut
nothing.
down.
It was nothing.
I'm like,
Come on.
okay.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
You guys take care. Have a
Talk
great
to
day.
you. 866-743-8267. We've got about 12 minutes left to the program. We'd love to hear from you today. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. We're going back to Florida, Lauderhill, Florida, as a matter of fact. We're talking to Danny. Hello, Danny. How you doing?
Good morning, Bishop, Pastor Nick. How you doing? How you
Danny.
Doing all right, man.
All right. You hit the right. You went right where I wanted to talk about today.
Okay.
And Florida is for the taking. What we need is leadership, which we don't have.
Okay.
Someone to come here and just in the South Florida area. I'm talking about Dade County, Broward County, Palm Beach. Those 3 counties right there. Somebody just to talk to them and say, we understand you. They just want somebody to know that.
Okay.
Where they don't have anybody coming down the line. Okay? The governor was here last week under the pretense that he was talking to some condo owners in Dade County.
Okay.
But it was a sneak in that he didn't want anybody. But he's becoming like a disappearing act, magician. We don't see him. But they need people here. Let's look at who do you have here, okay? You have a lot of people from foreign countries, and there's major languages that are spoke here. Russian, Portuguese, Spanish, English. Okay, all of these that's happening, and things that are happening. But talk to them about what's causing the cause and effect of things that happen to our economy here. Okay, they made rules and regulations that no company, no company can have change as far as the environment goes. They can formulate their own rules as far as breaks and temperature.
Okay.
You know, it's extremely hot here.
Okay.
So if they say, you're only going to get 15 minutes, that's it.
I heard that. Yeah.
God knows you need at least a half an hour to 45 minutes to break, to dehydrate or hydrate yourself.
Yeah.
Because of dehydration. Okay, but the law is that they make their own rules.
So they don't have to give them a break if they don't want to.
They don't have to. They make their own rules as they go.
Wow.
So you got construction and you have agriculture. On the agriculture end, you got rid of all those people that were picking the vegetables and stuff like that.
What are they doing now?
They're automating. If they don't automating, they have underground type situation that they bring in people and have these things done. But then they charging high prices at the grocery store.
Of course.
It's bad. It's really bad when you live in Florida and you can't get a decent house.
People are cruel. Man.
Well, that the Kroger had to admit that they raised the price of milk and eggs above the inflation rate. And then the other night when somebody, I think the former president talked about inflation, and it's down lower than it's been. 3% lower than it's been in years.
Now here's the thing.
How come working people don't know that?
They don't pay attention to that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, they-
But it's a buzzword when somebody says it.
Absolutely.
Inflation's high. Inflation's high. No, well, actually, it's lower than it's been in a long time. I don't pay as much attention to stuff as I should. I think it's because I've gotten old. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I have gas prices. You're driving a car. You got to put gas in it. So I don't concentrate on the price of gas. I don't agonize over it because at the end of the day,
You're gonna get it.
I'm going to buy the gas. So I go in the other night and I say, I think it's going to take about $60. and $70, and it took about 59.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the price must have gone down. But that's the reality of it.
Every summer we go through. Every summer.
Yep.
Gas prices are high. The president needs to do something.
Yep.
It's no matter who the president is. Every summer.
That's right.
They allow business to put that price up.
He who controls the oil raises the price per barrel, which makes sense because people drive more in the summer, so why not charge more for gas when they're consuming more? That's a capitalist mindset.
Yes.
It's like, and we act like every summer is brand new.
Right, brand new.
This electric bill's so high this summer. Well, you're running the air 24 hours a day for 3 months. Come on.
And they're going to charge you more per watt in the summertime.
Come on. It's the same thing.
Is it fair? Probably not.
Yeah, but come on.
Here's-
That's why Wawa does so well. They charge more for convenience.
Yeah.
And we pay
They
it.
pay it. Mhm.
Now, Bishop, I'm calling this now. Florida is going to be the change that's going to surprise everybody if they just go ahead and make that move, talk to the people down here. They can take the state, take it back to what it should be.
Wow.
All right?
Okay.
I'm calling it because I'm telling you, they're on the run. Scott is on the run, and the governor is on the run.
Well, here's what I think, Danny, and Pastor Nick, and our audience. So, kids plan to cheat when they don't think they can win. It's just an international principle. If I don't think I'm going to win, we fix fights, we fix results. And this nonsense that's going on now is the only thing that's legitimate is when I win is absolutely stupid.
Yep.
But we've got this mindset now that everything's rigged if I lose.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's I don't know if it's an outgrowth of participation trophies or, I'm not good at this, but I want you to treat me like I am.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We were taught if you lose, you learn to get better.
That's right.
Chuck Noll, Steelers coach in the 70s, he said, you got to play better than the ref's ref. He's like, I don't want to hear y'all blame the refs. We lost.
Yeah.
You got to play better than that.
That's right.
But it's not the refs cheated me. It's why we're in a position for the refs to have to make that decision.
Right.
I
don't want the game to come down to a person that's not even running the ball.
Yeah. Make it so decisive but that requires some accountability and self-responsibility.
Well, of course,
and not blaming everybody else.
We've migrated away from that.
Yeah.
I need to do better.
Bishop,
I need the rules to change.
Right.
Not I'm going to
change the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Within the rules. Yeah.
Yep.
What happened to that principle that we were taught from the beginning of time when we were very young? Believe half of what you see and none that you hear.
My grandparents used to say that a lot. Half of what you see. I didn't catch up with it until I was about 16 or 17. I'm like, half of what you see, none of what you. Okay, half of what you. Okay.
Did it start clicking? Okay.
Yeah, it started clicking because it's true.
It is true.
It's true.
It is true.
Danny, how's my sister doing?
Blessed and highly favored.
All right, please give her my regards.
Okay, watch this turnaround now.
I got my eyes on it, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Well, we're coming up on the end of another program. We have a lot going on today and tomorrow. If you have decided you're going to be a part of our mission to Malawi, we are traveling to Malawi next week in order to visit the Mbonchera area. We're going to be in several villages. We're going to choose some families to sponsor. If you have a desire to join us in that mission, we have a great event today at 5 o'clock. You can come here at the plaza and join us if you're geographically dislocated from us. You can go to our website at BBC of NJ, look at Mission to Malawi, click on that, become a part of sponsoring a family, multiple families. We have an incredible partnership between our Fellowship of Churches, World Vision, the United Nations, and UNICEF. I just got a text this morning, Pastor Nick, that the UNICEF people are going to meet me on the ground in Malawi. They were out of country, but here they were traveling, but they're back, and they're going to meet us on the ground in Malawi just to get a a real understanding of what we're able to do there. So we're real excited about that. But you can become a part of our mission to Malawi by coming to the church today at 5 or tomorrow at 11 a.m. And be a part of this great event as we kick off our mission to Malawi. Abundant Harvest pastors are coming today. People that are not members of our church are coming today at 5 o'clock to become a part of this great mission, as we have chosen Malawi to be the focus of our fellowship of churches, the first step in our international missions quest. We want you to be there with us. Tomorrow we have 2 services, of course. Our 8 a.m. service is our virtual service, and 11 a.m., of course, is our in-person live service as we get ready for our phenomenal worship team led by Pastor Tyrus Bush and our staff of volunteers that help make every service a success. We no longer, I don't know why it's still on the street while we step upstairs. We no longer require vaccinations. We no longer require that you wear a mask. But if you want to wear one, you're perfectly welcome.
Yeah.
I still wear mine. I mean, you just don't let that be a hindrance to you. Just come on out. And there's absolutely nothing like being here live in person with us. You can't get the same effect. But I'm happy that those of you that are geographically locked out are ministered to by our online ministry. Wednesdays, noon and 7 p.m., 2 phenomenal services. You want to come out and be with us here live in the building. If you need some inspiration during the week, you can text BBC News to 28950, get all the latest updates. If you want some inspiration, BBC Elevate to 28950. So if you want to just know what's going on with us, BBC News, text BBC News to 28950. If you need some spiritual, an extra tank of gas, a little inspiration during the week, BBC Elevate to 28950. Now, we love praying with you. Send your prayer requests to social at go2bethany.com. Social at prayer, what?
It's changed now, prayer.
Oh, it's changed. Prayer at go2bethany.com. It used to be social. So now you want to send prayer. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Our prayer, intercessory prayer team is taking care of it.
Intercessory prayer team is taking care of this.
Yeah.
Prayer at go2bethany.com. So we want to agree with you in prayer. We have some, I want you to subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube. Also, our podcast platforms, DGEMS, and On Pointe, our podcast platforms. Join us, and as always, when you're watching us on Saturday morning, hit the like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Help us get a little more strong, gain some more strength in the algorithm. For Pastor Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. Don't forget Mission to Malawi today at 5, tomorrow at 11. Remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. God bless you. See you next time on Pointe.